What about the call-ups? You mentioned 14 call-ups in one season. Like, how do you mentally compartmentalize that and not get so emotionally charged by it?
Oh, I didn't.
Okay.
It's so many highs and so many lows. It's like, it's hard to explain because people that don't play at a high level or don't play hockey for a career or for money, and it's your livelihood. It's different than going out and playing at your local league or playing, AAA or even playing college. Imagine you're working your dream job, and let's just say you're a CPA, you're an accountant, you're a lawyer, you're working with Harvey Specter and the boys in suits, and you just want to make partner, because that's it. You're going to make a bunch more money. You're going to have all these opportunities. Sick, and you make partner for a day, and then all of a sudden, like, nope, we're giving it away to someone else, and then you go back down to being a paralegal. And then you get made it again, and then you get down. And it's this high and this low and this mentally charged. And then when it's not even like you're getting called up sometimes for a month at a time. Sometimes I was getting sent down for less than 12 hours. Like, and you're just like, you're feeling like crap for such a short period of time, and then all of a sudden it's this high, and it's this low. And so just I would say that's that. Imagine getting a promotion and then losing it 14 times in a year.
But then regaining it 14 times in a year.
And then regaining it 14 times. So it's the high and the low.
And then you're trying to plan a family.
And then you're trying to play and be consistent and not think of these things and I lived in a hotel. I spent 9 months living in a hotel between those 2 years. Like, I lived at the Delta Center. Shout out the Delta Center downtown.
Wasn't the Fairmont?
No. No. Also, it's funny because, like, Spit and Chicklets make Biz talks about it. Delta's way better. Delta's way better hotel.
What does Biz talk about?
The Fairmont, his experience there.
I've never heard that story.
Oh, you got to listen.
What did he say about it?
Just listen. It's not good.
Tell me, for anybody else that doesn't understand as well.
If you listen to Jake, Biz had a thing where, like, they were charging overpriced for water, and, like, the rooms weren't great and the internet was crappy. The Delta, good hotel. Very good. I actually really enjoyed staying there.
Okay. You ever use a rooftop pool?
I did use the rooftop pool at the Fairmont.
How was it? No, rooftop pool at the Delta.
Oh, they both have rooftop pools. Pretty good. Or maybe not rooftop, but it was still, like, upper level. Delta's good. Delta's also attached to the Skywalk. It was great. Lots of things to go. You go to the Shark Club, get something to eat. It was
You did not get anything to eat at the Shark Club.
I'm not a gambler. But I did get something to eat, and it was walking distance, and the rooms were great. So, but I spent 9 months living in a hotel, which is also not fun. Mm-hmm. Like, I just wanted to go to, TJ Maxx or Winners for those listening in Canada and just get something for my house. I couldn't because I lived in a hotel,
Well, how did you adapt though, living out of a suitcase then, basically?
Like I said, I'm a simple guy. So I learned that I don't really need much. I'm very good at packing my vehicle. I can pack my entire life in my car if I need to. You just kind of accept it for what it is. And I accepted it because I knew that I was in the American League, and I was like, this is my opportunity. And so part of it is to, you can bleep it out, is to eat shit and live in the hotel and eat the one-timers in practice and stuff. If I was living in a hotel actually in the East Coast League, it might have been a little different. But it was just something I thought that I was like, this is part of it. This is part of earning, you gotta kill what you eat. You eat what you kill, and this is part of it. Looking back, it sucks. You just, again, like, it's highs and lows, and then you get called up and sent down. You gotta pack all your belongings again. And so, like, it's mentally wearing. Imagine getting that promotion, and then you have to move to a new city, and then you lose your promotion, and then you gotta go back. That sucks. Like, it's hard, and yep. It's hard, and until you go through it, it's very hard to. We don't truly get it, and a lot of players that have got called up and sent down, especially that frequently, which is pretty rare, understand the highs and lows of what that feels like.
I haven't played at your level, but I've lived it as well, on the Fed level, and also like the same European experience. Like, I've been there. I totally get what you're talking about.
Yeah,
it's hard.
It sucks
really
a lot,
hard.
Man.
Like, you mentioned the flight thing with your chick. When I was just in Spain, I was planning to have mine come down, and then less than a week later, I'm bouncing. Well, okay, well, thank God there's a travel credit you can get, but it's part of the territory.
Yeah, see, I didn't get a travel credit. That's why you book on a big airline, not a small airline.
And make sure it's refundable.
Make sure, how you pay like $50 for insurance? Didn't work. Didn't scam.
Yep.
Scam me. Never doing that again.
It's tough going through it. Even the travel. I mean, like last year when I got traded from Watertown to Mississippi, and then I got to go meet the team in Wytheville, and then with a rental car, and then drop that off, get driven down to Mississippi, then gas 2 weeks later, rental car back. Like, it's tough, dude. It's not easy. It's not for the weak-minded. But it seems like from what you're telling me, you're almost fit for it. Like you were built for it more than most were.
I think I was to the point I wasn't. I think, I don't know. There was that breaking point, but like I said, I had like a significant amount of adversity and like hockey, like life hardship. No, I'm not gonna say that I didn't grow up in the hood or the ghetto and had to grind. I grew up in a well-off family, and my parents are unbelievable and still together, and I had a lot of advantages that way. But like in terms of getting cut from like AAA and like minor hockey and getting traded in junior and having coaches that like ripped into me even from like minor hockey ages, like did not playing in college for the first 2 years. Like I had that experience. You need that experience to grow. It's essential for all athletes to have that experience. I just happened to have a lot more of it, and it came to a point where eventually I was just like, I'm done. I want to do something else. And now, thankfully, in real life, which you're not there yet, but
I'm getting a lot closer now, I have to admit.
You're getting too close to it. But in real life, usually, the mentality I have, where you kind of get what you give, it's more realistic. Like in school, the more I studied, the better the grade, the more successful I would be. I wasn't worried about someone else getting a better grade and bumping me from the program. You do well, or like, the better of a goalie coach I am, the more goalies the more successful they will be, and the more my goaltending kind of allure grows, or like the more time and effort I put into growing ghost rehab and performance, the better that itself as a business is going to go. And so you do get a lot more. There's a lot less outside influence. So like, I think that might be why like I'm like happy in life now, because I can continually, I still grind like so hard. Like I grind my face off, just like I did in hockey. Mm-hmm. But now there's less influence from other people on it, and I think that's why I'm willing to wake up at 5 in the morning and cut my clips and do my video breakdowns and make my social media clips, and then go coach, and then do this and then do that and then do that, and not get a lot of sleep. And because one, I love it, but again, I'm able to get out what I put in, and that's ultimately like what I want. I want what I do to matter, especially matter to me, and that's where I get fulfillment.
There's a couple more things I want to touch on, but just to finish on this one, do you think that a lot of hockey fans that maybe hear this and say you're being a victim, I think somebody commented the other day on the old podcast that you have a loser's mentality, which I completely disagree with. You do not have a loser's mentality. It's just the reality of the business. They don't understand it, because when you're working the day-to-day job, the harder you work, the more you get back, right? They haven't played a sport at an extremely high competitive level. And the things that we're talking about, it's almost like trying to unravel the way that the world works. It's so sick and twisted that you never actually comprehend it.
You don't know until you get to it.
But you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah, you don't know what you don't know. I definitely do not have a loser's mindset, thankfully. I've also won quite a lot of hockey games in my life. It's funny because the biggest loser mindset is commenting negative things on other people's videos on the internet. Well, not even just this, but like anything. And I see it from I just read comments on people's things. Like, that is the biggest loser mindset, instead of just saying things to someone's face. But yeah, hey, sure, whatever, man. This is the thing, it's like I also don't care. Like, I coach goalies, man. The only thing I care about is I care about my family, and I care about my health, my friends, and I care about my athletes.
Well, sure. I'm going to quote one of my best friends, Matt. Those that matter don't mind, and those that mind don't matter.
It is true.
It's a universal truth.
Yeah,
and if you have your family, the small group of people that you care about, those opinions matter. Everything else is just noise.
Yeah, no,
it's the 100 fans hot messaging you after a game, or even your own team's fans saying, "Hey, you sucked last time," and that screen from the point, you should have had that one.
Yeah.
Thanks, Daryl.
Yeah, hey, trust me, there's no one more aware of the goals that I gave up than me, because to this day, I can basically remember every single goal I gave up from college onwards. I remember all of them. And so victim mentality, whatever, it's okay. It's so funny because as someone who works with kids and parents in minor hockey, oh gosh, I can assure you that that most hockey players, most high level athletes do not have a victim mentality, or else they wouldn't have got there. And it's always the kids and parents that don't make it or aren't playing high level that have that mentality, but they just don't. It's like Dunning-Kruger. Like, the smarter you are, the more you realize you're dumb. But the people that aren't smart think that they're smart, but they don't like understand it. So the Dunning-Kruger effect, which is a horrible paraphrase, a way to explain it. But it's just like, you know, you're always, the people that have a true victim mentality are always the ones projecting that they have, or like, it's always politics. It's like, yeah, it's probably because you're the problem. Like, there's a common denominator that every team you go to, things aren't going well. It's probably because it's you. It's not because every team is bad.
And I would say as well, just the devil's advocate here, or devil's avocado, for myself personally. We do a hockey podcast called Sling the Biscuit every single Sunday. The clips, the bite-sized chunks are right here. Only the hits, the full-length show, which you don't want to miss, is right here. That's Dave. I'm Travis. We'll see you soon.